Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for this time. You have this carp card. It says advantages, keen mind, and longevity. You have this owl. It says prophecy, attentiveness, and secrets. So, I feel like Leos are very focused on creating things that last a long time. The fixed signs are really focused on freedom still, and, usually if we create something that is built to last, that has longevity, we are going to feel more free. So, I think a lot of the fixed signs basically are just working on creating anything. This could be your career, a business, could be a relationship, it could be a new relationship that you want to start and you're hoping for something like long-term or something that lasts. And I feel like that's what you are just focused on creating, is things of longevity. So that's a good thing. This card here that says prophecy on it, which is really the word that kind of stood out to me for you, Leo. And I'm wondering either you have made a prediction, or like you have seen a prediction about your life. And, I feel like it is true whatever that prediction is. So, I feel like if something like, I don't know what I want to say here other than like if something keeps repeating, then I feel like you need to pay attention to it. Like if you keep getting a message about something, that has repeated, I would pay attention. You start with the Queen of Wands, the Seven of Cups, and the Five of Cups. This is coming up in your current general energies. I'm getting the word dissatisfaction here. The funny thing is that sometimes I really like the energy of dissatisfaction because if we were satisfied, we wouldn't do anything to improve. So sometimes I think dissatisfaction, as long as you're using the energy constructively, then I feel that it can lead to a lot of success. Because, obviously if you're dissatisfied and you make a change to change your circumstances, then that is not a bad thing, that is a good thing. So the Queen of Wands is about needing to be bold, needing to be assertive, needing to really go for something that you desire to have, because I think that that will quickly change your circumstances. And we go down Eight of Wands to the Queen of Swords. So Eight of Wands is a quick change, and I feel that you could be creating a quick change at this time. I always say as well, the challenge with the Queen of Wands is that you don't know the future. The challenge with the Queen of Wands is that she is my card of learning as you go. So she basically isn't sure if something is going to work or not. She has to go on the journey to gain clarity. And we literally go down to the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is ultimate clarity. So I think you have to start this journey, whatever it is that you are wondering about. I think you need to start the journey so that you can gain the clarity. You have the Seven of Cups again. Too many thoughts again. You and Aquarius always get this card with me. Aquarius is your opposite sign. He's dreaming of good things and bad things in those cups, but he doesn't actually know how something is going to turn out unless he starts the journey. Again, he is just assuming that he thinks he knows what he's going to get out of something, but really he knows nothing until he takes action. So I feel for a lot of you, this first row is saying, allow dissatisfaction to lead to action, right? You have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups says, I've been disappointed before, so why would I start this journey? Because I'm just going to be disappointed again? The Five of Cups says get out of your head, right? And focus on the two cups behind you. Because the whole point of the Five of Cups is that you need to be grateful for what you have. When we practice gratitude with the Five of Cups, we get the bridge and the castle as well. So I feel like you need to turn around and see that you have two opportunities behind you, and this will lead to the bridge and the castle and will lead to more success. He's grieving the loss of something that he once enjoyed. And again, I always say to you, Leo, I think this is like the number one challenge for Leo. And I've definitely said this to you before as well, that, right now I think the challenge you're dealing with is wishing things were like they used to be. Wishing that you could get your business to work the same way and not have to change, wishing that you could get relationships to work the same way and not have to change. But really the secret for you is to let go of the old ways and step into the new ways or, learn some of the new ways of doing things. And I think if you do that, then you will create more success, yes. So let's see what we get for you here. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Emperor. The Emperor is about taking control and making things happen. So, you could be attracting an emperor, but I don't really see this as a love reading yet. That could change in a minute, but, the Emperor really is about taking control. He has his armor on underneath his cloak, and it just represents the fact that he is ready to go at a moment's notice. So, this kind of says he's sitting here on his throne, he's not really doing anything, but when an opportunity presents itself, he's going to take action quickly. And so that's what I would be paying attention to, is opportunity. Yes, with the Seven of Cups you have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands says you have to start the journey without knowing what's going to happen. Again, the Page of Wands, he goes on journeys, and the only thing that is guiding him is enthusiasm. The only reason he is going on a journey is because he feels enthusiastic about it. He feels excited about it. He feels like it might lead to something. So, again, I think you need to follow your bliss with this energy, and that will probably lead to the most success. With the Five of Cups, you have the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is about moving on to calmer shores. So I feel for a lot of you that it would definitely be time to let go of whatever you are grieving the loss of. These people are not starting over, and again, maybe some of you feel like you are starting over. But they have these swords in the front of their boat here. And the swords kind of represent like the knowledge, the wisdom, the lessons, the spiritual knowledge, all the things that they learned by going through something. So they are kind of starting over, but they are starting from a place of knowledge and wisdom. And I feel like that's what you need to realize with that Six of Swords. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Up in the Air card. It says this situation has many unknown elements due to the influence of others. Yes, Seven of Cups is too much information. Seven of Cups, we again can represent being spoiled for choice, but it can just say we have too many inputs and we're not focusing on what we need. The output, what we need to do to make something happen. You have this Exchanging Gifts card. Says there's a dance of give and take. What you give, you will get back. So definitely, you have the Justice card coming up in your third row as well, and the Justice card is cause and effect. So we have to pay very close attention to cause and effect with the Justice card to find success, and we need to make sure that we're doing what works. So, do that. You have the Seven of Wands, the Eight of Wands, and the Five of Pentacles. I feel like you need to open up here. It's kind of weird. I get this feeling that you've had, it's like, I feel like some of you have had an opportunity that you missed out on. But I'm not saying that you missed the opportunity, but I feel like there is still an opportunity here. I don't really know exactly what that means necessarily with the Seven of Wands, but it's almost like he's very closed off. He needs to open up. So let's say that, you missed an opportunity to get a raise or a promotion. Maybe you didn't speak up about it or something like that. I feel like this is saying there is going to be another opportunity. Emperor is telling me there's going to be an opportunity in your reading, and this time you need to speak up. Or you need to kind of say, I want this and no one else deserves it but me. And so that's what I feel here. I also feel like this could be love, It's sometimes I don't know, when I used to do readings back in the day, I cannot tell you how many times people would say to me, this person I asked me out and I said no, and that I had a boyfriend, and are they going to ask me out again? I'm you said no, so probably freaking not. Why didn't you say yes? And now it's up to you, right? I used to tell those people, you need to be the one to explain yourself to that person now because they gave you the opportunity, right? So if you want it, you have to go and get it. However, having said that, I feel like some of you, if you feel like you've missed an opportunity with a person, this might only be for one of you. I feel like there will be another opportunity, so definitely something to pay attention to. You have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is quick success or quick conclusion. I definitely feel like something is kind of moving quickly here. And yeah, I feel it's a good thing, especially if you take action. This could also be good news or positive communication. So like I said, if you're waiting for an opportunity or, if you're waiting to take advantage of an opportunity, I feel this is really good for you. You have the Five of Pentacles. I feel that also you need to focus on your strengths. The Five of Pentacles with the Seven of Cups is all the reasons not to do something, right? It's with the Five of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups, we are basically focusing on all the reasons something won't work. But the Seven of Cups says if there's one good reason that something could work, then you need to do it. And, again, I know I'm speaking very generally here, but I literally feel this could be anything for you, Leo. So definitely a time for action. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is material success on the horizon. So Eight of Pentacles is about putting work into something and seeing a result in the future. I also kind of feel that your hard work is paying off here, Leo. So if you've been doing a lot of work on something, it could be yourself. Sometimes I feel the Eight of Pentacles is a card of working on yourself, but it could be business or something else. Then, I think you will be getting better results in the future. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Empress here. Here you go. I knew that there was going to be something about love, because anytime I say that a reading isn't a love reading, the universe is yeah, I'll show you. And so, Yeah, definitely could be a strong connection here. I feel like this is something that you missed out on, or like, I don't want to say you missed out on it, but, and this might only be for one of you. But like, I feel like there was like an open door. Maybe you just don't even realize it. Like, I don't know about anyone else, but I am completely, I don't know what the word is here. I almost said the R word. But I am completely stupid when it comes to people, relationships and all that other stuff, right? So people could be sending me crazy signals and I just won't even see it, completely clueless. That's the word I'm looking for. So it's like maybe you were like clueless to the situation, but, it's like, I think there's like another open door coming is what I'm trying to say. But definitely could be a divine counterpart. With the Five of Pentacles, it's like burning daylight here, Leo. It's like the words I'm getting are burning daylight. It's like you need to make your move, is what the Knight of Pentacles is saying to me. I actually feel this has nothing to do with love, by the way. Like, I think you are probably going to make a move in love, or someone is here, someone's going to open that door back up. But I feel like this is talking about like a new way of doing things. You have a lot of strengths. You have learned a lot over the past many years. I think you need to take what you learned and kind of like adapt it to the times. It's like, how can you use your skills, the skills you've developed, and how can you apply them to a new career, new business? Or again, you don't even have to change careers. You could just, be going and getting a raise or a promotion, or just working differently to improve your circumstances. And again, I was hearing the words burning daylight. It's like you're wasting time, and so I would get moving here. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Imagine card and this Flexible card. I feel like this Imagine card, that girl is bringing the moon down to earth, so she is literally manifesting her dream on earth. And I feel a lot of you could be manifesting your dream, or you need to manifest your dream here on earth to find success. And that's really all I'm getting there. Of course, you being a fixed sign, all fixed signs, I think, need to learn how to be more flexible. I would be careful of your stories, and, that's really what I feel for you, Leo. It's like, but here's what I mean. It's like sometimes I think before we do something, we come up with a story like this needs to work this way, and then if it doesn't, we quit because we came up with a story. So I feel this is saying like no stories. Like anything you're working on, anything you're creating, any relationships, any connections, anything you're doing, just, get into that state of allowing it to happen, right? Don't come up with some sort of crazy-ass story of how it needs to happen. If you do that, the more flexible you are, the more successful you will be. You have the Five of Swords, Justice card, and Queen of Swords. You always get the Five of Swords with me. I'm always saying that I think that Leo has to take a risk. The risk is doing things in a new way. So that's all I have to say here on this card. You have the Justice card. The Justice card is cause and effect. Like, if I take an action, what is the result? So, I'm a big fan of paying attention to justice energy right now. We are just in a really good time for cause and effect. Like, if you do this, you get that, logic, basically. So I think you need to pay attention to outcomes and the types of outcomes you're getting in all areas of your life. And I would just be, as I always say, the secret to life is to double down on the things that work. Just that simple. And people love to tell me how simple that is, but yet they don't do it. So it's like, yeah, it's very, very simple, but people don't do it. And so do it is what I would say with that card. You have the Queen of Swords, seeing things clearly. There is clarity coming, but I think you have to take that first step, towards whatever the opportunity is. And once you take the step, I feel that you will get clarity. I also think your future will be more clear for you as well with the Queen of Swords. So that's definitely popping into my head. With the Five of Swords, you have the Wheel of Fortune. A really, could be change in your fortunes with the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is kind of like your destiny, but it's your destiny how you see it. It is your personal vision for your life, and the Wheel of Fortune could say that that is changing. With the Justice card, you have the Devil. I do feel, as I've said to you before, Leo, that there's no doubt about it. I think in the past you could have dealt with issues involving other people. And if you have dealt with issues, it doesn't matter if these are legal or not legal, but you could be experiencing justice or getting justice from a toxic person. Or the situation could just be balancing out just in general. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Two of Swords. Yes, I say this to you every single reading, Leo, things are not going to go how you think. That's why I literally said be as flexible as you possibly can. I think that you almost need to turn off your brain. I always say that like I'm no genius, right? And I've built successful businesses, I run several right now, very successful, right? And I'm definitely not very smart, but I think that is also part of my superpower, is that I turn my brain off. I don't think, right? I just do. And I think that's what has helped me the most. So I would highly, highly encourage you to turn off your brain, believe it or not, especially if you're thinking about doing something. I don't know, it's been very beneficial to me. It's like, I literally, no joke, people think I'm joking when I say this, I fell on my head when I was 10 years old. I had a very serious brain injury. I literally went from like a B student to a D student overnight after that. That was it, right? Never passed school. How I graduated, I have no freaking clue. But after that, I just started turning my brain off, right? And just started doing the things that I thought about, and that's it. So I would definitely encourage it with the Two of Swords. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this purpose card and this regret card. I feel like you will not regret something because it's coming up in the good stuff. The purpose card, the Wheel of Fortune, to me it's not really a card of purpose, but it kind of is because it's a card of your personal vision for your life. So a lot of you could feel like you're more on purpose, or you are living your life on purpose, which is good. You have the Nine of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, and the Four of Swords. Nine of Cups is a card of a wish or wish fulfillment coming in for you, and that's great. With the Wheel of Fortune, I would say that the Nine of Cups is about getting into alignment. So the more you can match the energy of what you want, the more likely it is that you will get it with the Nine of Cups. And that's definitely what I would do with that card. You have the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is about gathering your resources. We are definitely in a time of resourcefulness. And, I think that this works multiple ways. And, regardless of how you feel about it, if you look at AI, for example, it kind of is making people more resourceful, right? So I always like to look at the astrology, and then I like to look at what's actually happening in the real world. And then I like to say to myself like, oh, this is being reflected in the world. So again, just what I'm trying to spit out here is that AI is kind of like a reflection of the astrology and things that have been happening. So I like to look at these reflections and I like to say, what is this telling me about myself, or what is it telling me about what I need to do in life, right? And so if we look at AI, it's very efficient. It is able to do a lot with very little work. It can do the work of like 20 people, right? So, it kind of tells me that we have entered a time where we need to be resourceful, or we should be looking at our resources and how we can get more out of them. And so that's what I would do with the Queen of Pentacles, plain and simple. You have the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is resting, relaxing, recovering. Definitely a great time to heal. So anything you can do to heal would be a very good idea. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is work hard, play hard, coming up in the good stuff. Very good. It just says that you're probably balancing your energy, you're having a good time. So I like that. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Five of Pentacles. Again, good in the good stuff, because Five of Pentacles normally represents feeling left out in the cold. But in the area of the good stuff, this would say that you are feeling supported. And, obviously that is a good thing. With the Four of Swords, you have the Nine of Wands. See, here's the thing, is that we go from the Emperor, the Empress, to the Two of Swords. It's like you need to make up your mind about, a person, for those of you that want love. And the Nine of Wands, it would say that you are not giving up in the good stuff, and it would say that you are, like trying again, so that could be good. But like I said, I feel like you need to open up here. Next you have this Arrow card. It says you're on the right path regarding some aspect of your life, so stay focused. Didn't you have the Nine of Pentacles, or am I making that up? I guess I'm making that up. But, I would definitely stay focused. You have the Eight of Wands, which is definitely focus. You have the Shark. Says take care, be lost, and material wealth. I mean, I've been saying it all year, for like a few years now, that even if you have $1 billion in the bank, I wouldn't be wasting it. I wouldn't be spending on things you don't need. I would just pay attention. You have this Eagle. It says triumph over an obstacle. Love it. Definitely could be overcoming obstacles. You have this Lobster. Says financial pinch. I actually feel like money looks very good for you. I feel like it's saying like, don't create a financial pinch by wasting all your money, right? You have this Coins card. Says money will be coming to you. Are you kidding me? So clearly, I wouldn't really worry about the financial pinch thing. Again, I would definitely be careful, and I wouldn't be wasting money on, things. The other thing that's popping into my head here is that, Again, I think that doing things in a different way, like your work, especially if you're one of those people that has been doing your work the same for a very long period of time, I think upgrading your skills, learning all that stuff. I always tell people, like, I have a friend whose dad works in technology, and usually people in his field always get fired because they reach an age, like he's in his 60s now, or I think he might be 60, I don't know, he's somewhere around there. And usually people get aged out of the industry that he is in because they can hire younger kids who know more, that they can pay less, right? But he cannot be fired, and he has never gotten fired because he is constantly learning and educating himself. So he has made himself invaluable to the company. They literally cannot fire him. It would be stupid because he knows way more than anyone else, right? So he has made it impossible for him to get fired. So again, I think that education is your best friend here. And, learning new skills, upgrading your skills is going to be the thing that makes you invaluable. But this looks really good here, Leo. So thank you and definitely enjoy your week.